What is going on, guys? It's your boy Chris Cage coming at you 2 times, back with another weekly race video. We are back on the 2-in-1. Got some 2-in-1 action right here. And look what we got. 30 cars. 15 real, 15 fantasy. This is a battle to the end. Which team will be left standing? We're going to do this in an infinite amount of rounds until we get a team that stands victorious. This right here is Realistic versus Fantasy on the 2-in-1 track. And it's time now to start the first round with our first 2 cars. I hope you sit back, relax, get you a snack or something, because this race could be epic. Or not could be, it will be epic. Hello y'all, it's time now to start the first round. Here is how it's going to look. Fantasy cars are going to be on this side and real cars are going to be on this side. So here are the first 2 competitors. First up, it is Grapple X24 taking on the Skyline 2000 GTR. Alright, looks like Grapple X24 has administered the help, or no, has helped the Skyline that is going to get the win, and which means that fantasy cars are down a car now. In this next battle, we have the Fiesta taking on Too Tough. And as you see, they jocked for position, so we're going to flip them over, or not flip them over. Well, we have to, because they're both upside down. But switch lanes and see what happens next. Alright, Ford Fiesta, just like that, got the win. Alright, next 2. We have the F50 taking on 2 to go. And the F50 is going to cross the line first. Next up, we have Indy 500 Oval taking on Arachnarod. And a point for fantasy cars. Arachnarod dethroned the Indy car. Put down your hashtag for Rocket League because it might need all its power to dethrone the mighty D100s. And the Rocket League Bone Shaker is going to get the win. This is going to be a futuristic style race because we have GT Hunter taking on Robo Race Robo Car. And the Robocar is going to get the absolute win. Alright, next 2. Look at that F-150. Let's see if it can showcase its powers. Oh yeah, that F-150 really has gotten a lot of power out here. I told y'all it could be a decisive one here, as it demolished Turbo Charged. Next up, we have Exotique taking on Porsche Carrera. Whoa, what happened to the Porsche Carrera? Looks like Exotique is going to beat him. That's kind of shocking because I raced this Porsche Carrera earlier, like yesterday. Or no, I raced this Porsche Carrera earlier and it was ridiculously fast. I don't know what happened to it. SRT Viper GTSR taking on Futurismo. And he got a push from Futurismo because the Red Edition SRT Viper is going to get the win. All right, next up we have Sidekick taking on, what is that? The Jeepster. And he lands on the, look at that. Sidekick just landed right there. He is going to get the win, but what a way did he landed, though. Next up, we have Electrack taking on the Datsun 240Z. All right, Electrack is going to get the win. Next up, 49 Volkswagen Beetle pickup is going to be taking on the Quick and Sick, which looks similar to its 2013 new model design, almost. Except for the wheels and the decals. '49 Volkswagen Beetle, 49 Volkswagen Beetle gets the win. But yes, take a look at this car right here. So yes, here is Quick and Sick. This looks eerie similar to the 2013 release, except it has gray PR5s, and it has a special blue tampos instead of its black version. But other than that, it looks very similar. But anyway, the Beetle pickup is going to get the win. Alright, next up we have Buttons of Steel and the Volkswagen Mark II Golf. And shout out to somebody who pointed this out on Race Group's YouTube channel, but apparently there is a retool on this Buttons of Steel casting. I still don't like it, but okay. That's fine by me. Let's see who will win this. Thankfully, Buttons of Steel did not win because that would have been horrendous. But the Golf Mark II is going to get this win. And another point for realistic cars. Nice. Here's the second to the last matchup. We have Exploder taking on the Koni Mazda RX-7. A whole lot of crashing and banging going on, but it's going to have to go to Exploder. And finally, last but not least, we have Slide Kick, not Sidekick, Slide Kick, taking on the 57 Chevy. Let's see who'll get that final spot and move on to the next round. Slide Kick is going to move on to the next round. Here is how round number 2 is going to look like. It is almost an even playing field right here, as you see. It's almost equal, with Realistix bearing the upper hand by 1. Well, it's time to move on to round 2, and that right there is coming up next. Round 2, start it. We have the Skyline taking on Arachnarod. And Arachnarod got the Skyline just like that. Next up we have, and let's flip these over please. Shout out to the person who put them in the wrong spot. We have Bone Shaker taking on this guy right here. Wait, wasn't the previous one in the last spot? I'm being told that's a yes, so looks like that was an error and we'll have to move on from that. So yes, I apologize if I put them in the wrong spot. So here we go, here are the two in the right spot here. But still, no matter what, Arachnarod would have came out on top in the last race. But anyway, on to this race. Rocket League Bone Shaker gets the win. Can Exotique beat out the F50 and make it a three-peat for fantasy cars? And he did. Exotique gets the win. And just like that, 3 realistic cars have just been eliminated in back-to-back-to-back fashion. Will Sidekick do the same thing? Yes, he did. Alright, 2009 Ford F-150 has to get a win for realistic cars because they have been getting buried. Oh, that was a disrespectful shot he put on Electrac and did us roll over a little bit. But at the end of the day, you know who got the win. 2009 F-150 clocks it in for real cars. Alright, Exploder got his work cut out because he has to beat the SRT Viper GTSR Red Edition. Exploder beats out a fast car. Alright, second to the last matchup features Slide Kick taking on the 49 Volkswagen Beetle pickup. Wow, fantasy cars are killing it in the second round here. And guess what? There is one car left for real cars, but here's what has to happen. Now they have to go back from square one and start with the Arachnarod this time. So the Arachnarod gets to race 2 times, pun intended, in round number 2. Let's see if Arachnarod can give the Golf Mark II a run for its money. This is the final race of round number 2. So if the Golf Mark II does not win, that means that the 2009 F-150 has to be perfect for 6 consecutive times in order to come out with a win in the 3rd round. 1 elimination and he's out of here. So yes, let's see who is going to move on to the 3rd round. Oh, jockeying a position. Wait a minute. I think we might have an instant replay on that one. Even though he's upside down, I might have to give the win towards the Golf Mark II on that one. The previous play is under review. After reviewing the tape, the ruling on the track has confirmed that whilst jockeying for a position, even though he is upside down, the Golf Mark II GTI is going to get the win. This is possibly one of the most amazing attempts at trying to save Team Realistic cars ever. This is going to be one of few highlights that is possibly going to live for quite some time. And if y'all want to argue over the finish in the comment section, be my guest. Because that is probably one of the most impressive finishes, and plus also one of the most impressive defenses ever established for a Hot Wheels car trying to get their team to victory. So yes, Arachnarod is out of here, but what an effort. So here we go. Here's how round number 2 looks. Now it's time to go on to round number 3. So far, there are 3 that I see cars that are going to prove to be a challenge for the F-150 and the Golf Mark II. Bone Shaker, Sidekick, and Exploder. If those 2 could get past those vehicles, then they probably might have a shot. Round number 3 starts right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at round number 3. This is where it gets interesting. Because now we have only 2 realistic cars that have moved on from the last round, but several real cars got buried by fantasy cars. So here we go. We have Bone Shaker. We have 2009 F-150. Somebody is going to win it. Let's see who it'll be. Oh, jacked to position, and wow, what velocity. My goodness. Reset. And a great racer in Bone Shaker has been out. The F-150 gets the win. Alright, Exotique has to beat out the Golf Mark II. Oh, Golf Mark II makes quick work of Exotique. Oh no, it may be lights out for him this time. F-150 has to take on Sidekick. This is a true test to see if he is a great downhill racer. Let's see. Wow, massive jack for position here. It's time for a reset. Oh, he popped this thing open right there. (2009) F-150 saves it. Can the Golf Mark II pull out another miracle? Let's see what he does with Exploder. Oh, ho, ho. This time it does not work. The Exploder was like, thank you, next. This right here is the last race of round number 3. If the F-150 can beat Slide Kick, then what that means is he's going on to the finals to face off against Exploder. All he has to do is not mess up and do not handside kick or slide kick the win. Here goes nothing. The race is under review. After reviewing the race, the ruling on the track has confirmed that the 2009 Ford F-150 is going to move on to beat, or to attempt to beat, the Exploder Power Rocket casting. He may have lost it in the divider, but there was a little bit of momentum that Slide Kick gave to him to give him the win. And I will say this, even though you saw a slow motion replay, I happened to use still imagery while editing this video, and it clearly saw, even though it was blurry, I can see bits of gray showing the F-150 crossing the line first. So therefore, here is how the match is going to look. This is a battle to end all battles for this week's weekly race. Can the F-150 dethrone the mighty Exploder? All this and more in the finals, where it will be a best 2 out of 3, is coming up next. We started with a limited amount of rounds, and now it all comes down to 2 individuals, Exploder and the F-150. Best 2 out of 3 means the best team will win it overall. These are the sole survivors of each team. Let's see who will get the first win. And they both jack for position. Reset. I almost said refresh. F-150 gets the win. Alright, if F-150 wins this again, then that means that Realistix has won. Jackpot. Oh! Oh! Almost! Didn't quite make it this time. We have to reset. Oh, what a defense move he put on him. We have to reset again. And we have to reset once again. If you're keeping track, the F-150 still has a win. He needs another one to win it all. Well, guys, that just about wraps it up because the F-150 proves to be dominant. Exploder is a great casting and a fast one, especially with those saw blade wheels. But it seems like the real ones have decided to take this one in the bag. The F-150 is your victor today for today's weekly race. That was some epic racing, I tell you. I told you it was going to be epic. You just had to believe in me. So yes, that'll do it for today's weekly race. I hope you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a comment down below. If you are brand new watching this, be sure you subscribe and also turn on the notifications bell as well. It's your boy Chris Cajun. I'm coming at you 2 times, and we will see you at the next video. Thanks for watching.